Greetings to Karl Olander and all of his benevolent cousins who are helping Karl. And so I'm going to review the options for selling the house, the price that we think we're going to get for it, and right now, the active listings as of May 1st, this is our competition. These are the houses in the price bracket that would be similar to Karl Olander's house right now on the market. And we're hoping with the repairs that we can get into this price range somewhere in here, probably around $330, plus or minus a little bit. We looked up on Redfin, the price came in at $326, RPR $331, Zillow $327, for sale by owner at $317. So that actually gives us a reasonable expectation of what we might expect. RPR was the high one there. The seller's net sheet here that I prepared and gave to Karl. If we sell for $330, we can expect about $307 out of that. So let's just plan on $150, and if we end up with more, that'll be a bonus, but we need to have some budget number to work with. So we need to work within that budget, which is half the sale of the house. So we're going to assume 150 plus or minus 5,000 will be fairly close. So right now, I searched for condos under 150, and I searched all of Denver. From Wellington in the north, south of Denver, several hundred square miles of territory. That price range is very close to non-existent. We found 5. And of those 5, the 5 attached dwellings, ATD, that you see right here, Boulder, Longmont. The Longmont one is really the only viable one. Over in Boulder, which Boulder is the most expensive neighborhood in Colorado. So why are the cheapest ones over there? It's because these are affordable housing and there's strings attached. And this one right here, they're going to choose the winner today. So that one will be gone. And you're talking 740 square feet, 1 bedroom, 1 bath, and a carport. And you're in a very expensive neighborhood. The Boulder affordable housing that's part of this community land trust, that costs another $13,000 a year for the land. The part you're buying is the improvement, the building, but not the land. So it's a lot like a mobile home park, except a lot less square feet. So I'll send you this collection. All of these are part of that land lease. So this is not buying the land. This is just buying the structure, and then you're leasing the land underneath it. The one in Longmont, this one does not appear. This looks like you're buying the entire thing for $142, and a lot lower monthly. So that one is actually, looks like it could be doable. Not very easy to find a house in that price range in Colorado right now. Here's comparing those, the Boulder 4 and the one in Longmont. You got your size, 361 square feet, 593. These are small. You're paying quite a bit. Plus you have this land lease on top of that you never own it, and it looks like it goes up 2 to 3% per year, and then they reappraise it, and it could go up some more. Okay, so that's expensive living, in my opinion. I don't think it's an option. This one in Longmont, that one looks like that could be an option. in the condo and single-family home market, right now we have that one choice in Longmont, so it's really slim pickings. But if we had a longer period of time to look, we'd be able to find more possibly. Let's take a look at the history of what sold last year and where it sold. So let's take a look at this map. You'll see that these red dots show where the properties under $150,000 sold last year. So in the last 16 months, there were 31 homes under $150,000 that were sold, okay? And this is the complete list which I gave to Karl and to Anne Marie. And I've done some highlighting so you can see the square footage is on the smallish side. Here's one that was 1,000 square feet. Here's the prices over here. So the original, the list price at the time it sold, and the actual price it sold for. And here's the DTO is days to offer. That's how long it took for the seller to decide on the offers that they received. So 3 days, 4 days, 5, 1, 1, 2, 4, 2, 1, 5, 2, 3, 1, 2, 2, 3, 3, 3, 4, 3. Now there's some that are longer in there. Those are the ones in bad condition and overpriced. But even that, like long is 12 days, 2 weeks. So in order to get one of these, you have to be in the ball game and you have to make your offer the first day. So there's no slack. What about renting? You can look on Craigslist and look up for rentals. I found a couple that looked like they could work in the $700 to $800 a month category. And I made this little chart right here. So if Karl puts $150,000 in the bank and he spends $750 a month, he would be able to live there for 200 months, and that's about 16 years. Now you say, well, we'll invest that money and we'll get a return. Well, while you're investing it over here, they're going to be upping the rent over here. So just figure you're not gonna make more than they're going to up the rent. So on the topic of rentals, in our area, Craigslist is the way to find rentals, and you can set up your parameters over here and do a search. Realize that when you're looking on Craigslist, there's going to be a certain amount of scams out there that they're not real, okay? A lot of these, when you look at the rent, they'll say 600, and the reality is it's 600 per bedroom, and they're selling one bedroom. And you're going to have a roommate in the next bedroom paying 600 and so forth. That's what happens in Fort Collins. As John pointed out in his email, the Loveland Housing Authority, when you're talking rentals as opposed to purchases, that is definitely something that Karl should be qualified for. It's just a matter of being on the waiting list and getting to the top of the list. This particular facility, we have members of our church who live in this place. I'm very familiar with. So, if he's going the rental route, he definitely needs to be in Section 8 housing or this housing authority, something, because he qualifies. It's just a matter of going through the system, and that way his money would spread a whole lot farther. So there's a limited time, let's say 15, 16 years, and then he'd be out of money. And the question in my mind is, then what would he do? I'm not sure. So we looked at mobile home parks on Bill's advice, and we found 34 properties that we can look at today. So there's actually quite a few options in the mobile home park category. And they are in Loveland, Alt, Berthoud, Evans, Firestone, Fort Collins, Greeley, Longmont. And these are the names of the parks, and this is how much lot rent there is in each of those parks. So 450, there's this one that's cheaper, and up to 750, so in that range. And what's for sale is, from basically 30,000 to 100,000. And there's 3 of these that are, you have to be 55 years old to live in those 3 neighborhoods right there. So that kind of gives you a look at the mobile home parks. And they're spread over this area from Firestone, Longmont, over in Greeley, not really right here in Loveland, but to the north of Loveland and in the Fort Collins area. So that's where they are. That's where we're going to be looking today. This is the My Site, the website that I set up for Karl, and I think I have Anne-Marie on that list. Anybody else that wants to be able to look at these. So our property search that is automated will feed into here, and I can manually put listings in here. You can mark them as favorites maybe, or trash, and you can add notes. So this will let me know which ones you're interested in, and you can drill down. This one happens to come with the land. This is in a mobile home park, but it does not have lot rent. And you own the land here. This is actual real estate. This is where you can go through and look at the pictures of all the properties and look at the maps and the details and so forth, okay? So you want to log in and categorize them in these different tabs. Right now, they haven't been categorized yet, but these are properties that we can look at today. This is the other one that has land. So there's just 2, this one and this one, where the land, you're buying the land. All the rest of them, you have a lot rent.